Hello guys, here in front of me I have several of my AAA size lights, alright? Although most of them don't take AAA's batteries, they're AAA size light, okay? Let's go through them one by one. Starting with the shortest one here. This one is the Phoenix 15th Anniversary Edition with the Phoenix on it, and I'm calling this the Phoenix 15th VN. The production model will have a diffused lens, extra copper heatsink, and ToolVN 2, right? So it'll be a very, very cool light. Puts out about 700 lumen at turn on, right? ASI maybe 500-600 lumen. So the cool thing is, it's very limited edition. I'm only doing around 10 of these, and they're actually half is sold, so there's like 5 left. There is a Phoenix here. I've never seen Phoenix put this Phoenix on any of their products, but it's a very, very cool Phoenix. And this is a factory light. I just took this out of the box here. However, there will be different polish options. The polish option number 1 would just be a rough go over single run polish, so everything is more shiny. The second level polish is where I will particularly target the Phoenix and brings it out. I call it Polish 3D. The Phoenix will actually pop out and you see the Phoenix more vividly, more dimensionally engaging than the other, throwing vocabs all over the place. Anyhow, you see the Phoenix more prominent, all right, popping out of the body. There you go. And it'll look a lot nicer, all right? Very expensive light, $150, $160, something like that. So, very limited edition, 5 left. Jump on it if you want one. Oh, it's very, very short. The warm VN here is a twisty. Twisty meaning you twist the mode, you twist the head here to change different levels. And with ToolVN ToolVN 2, there's a ton of different levels that you can set the light to. So it gets a little complicated to set the user interface. So with a twisty, you would want to email me first, let me know what mode groups you want. Otherwise, there's a specific way to just adjust ToolVN 2 on one of these twisty, where you have the light almost on, and then you press on the head, and it'll act as a momentary switch. Okay, I don't have a battery here to demonstrate. Yes, I do, right here. Here's a modified driver. This is a warm VN. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean. Ah, great, no batteries. Too bad. So the point is, you put a battery in here. You tighten it so that it's almost fully tightened, almost to the point of on and off, and then you press, you hold it in your palm like so, and then you press on the head. Every time you press on it, the light will turn on, and you let it go, turn off, and it'll act as a momentary switch. And that's how you set the user interface. Sounds tough? Not too bad. If you're intimidated, when you check out the order, place it in the comments, in the checkout notes, I'll set it for you. So both of these will have the same similar user interface. Both extremely great light. I will have the warm VN in copper and in stainless steel, and in the stainless steel version you can have it DHT. Very nice, cool finish, but I would personally go with the copper finish. It'll tarnish up and it'll look pretty ugly really, really fast, but it gives it character and it heat sinks better. By the way, I thought the sleeve here, I thought it was copper. It's not. It's freaking copper plated over stainless. So that's yeah. At first I was very disappointed that the 15th VN here, that's what I'm calling it, 15th VN, I'm not sure if I said that, but the 15th VN here, I was hoping that it would be a copper. I love copper. Wherever I see copper, my eyes open wide. All right, so if it's copper, it'll be great, but it's not copper, and I was very disappointed. All right, because it's just copper plated over stainless. However, I realized because it's copper plated over stainless, I'm able to do the 3D polish and bring out the Phoenix. So you turn a loss into a win, I guess. Or what is that one saying? The lemon to lemonade one. You know what I'm saying. All right, next up. This one's pretty stupid. This is the ToolVN Ti. So basically, the titanium version of the tool, but they're completely different light. Give it a different name, okay? I don't know why the frick they call it a ToolVN Ti. All right, there's nothing alike. The switching mechanism is completely different. The material is different. Everything's different. The only thing that's similar is possibly, there's nothing that's similar, okay? The light engine is different. The reflector is the same. That's it, okay? Nothing else the same. They should have given it a different name. And it has a pretty dang stupid button in the user interface here. There's an E-switch. Yes, there's physically a circuit in the rear end of this tail cap that controls the user interface, and it's very, very stupid. The light has a 3-mode. The original light has a 3-mode, and if you put this tail cap, you put a battery in, you put the tail cap on. Every time you turn on the light, it advances to the next mode, and that drives me nuts. Right? I don't like that. I want a light to maintain the last mode memory or starts at the first memory. Whatever it does, be consistent so I know what mode I have it turn on every time I turn it on. So, with that said, and it does that even with ToolVN 2 in it. So, I steer a lot of my customer away from this light. Every time they want to order one of these lights, I'm like, go buy the ToolVN. It's a little taller, a little bigger, but the clicky, the traditional mechanical clicky works a lot better. So, to remedy that issue, oh, by the way, here's the factory light, here's the polished version, right? The polished version looks quite a bit nicer, a lot more shiny. Not sure if the camera can catch that. So, here's the deal. The modded ToolVN Ti version will be a single mode, right? Just single mode. And then that way I'll have a ton of space left. I'll cramp in a chunk of copper in there. Heat sinks very well, and that's it. The E-switch then will be very ideal because now it becomes a very nice show-off light. It'll be a very practical light as well, very, very bright. And you can run it for several minutes on turbo. And look at that. So that's like, ooh, blinding bright, okay? 6,700 lumen. Just twist, and it's not a twisty, so that's very cool. You have a very thin, short profile light, and has a real switch. See, just single mode. Now that makes sense. At least it's consistent. Every time I press it, I know it's going to go on in turbo and blast the crap out of you. So, single mode only, different LED variation. The price, unfortunately, due to the difficulty of the build, is going to be the same price as a copper version with the clicky version. Around 150 bucks to 160 bucks, depends on what options you pick. Polish is an option. Right. After the mod, there's going to be a tiny bit of a gap between the brass ring here and the head, and I will try to eliminate the gap as much as I can, but if I can't, I will fit a tiny little O-ring over the light like so, and it looks pretty good, okay? But on the production model, I will try my best to eliminate that gap, because you know how I am with gaps. I hate gaps. Put that out of the way. And here is the ToolVN, the most popular AAA size light on my store. I've literally sold hundreds and hundreds of these, all right? So, aluminum version, copper version. The copper is substantially more heavy than the aluminum version, as expected. Which one do I recommend? I would recommend the copper version, obviously, because the heat sinks better, it looks better, and it's a little bit more expensive. It's like $30 more expensive. So, as an EDC, the maybe more for practicality, maybe the aluminum one is better because it's cheaper and it's lighter, easier to carry. But the copper's not that much heavier, and it's a lot nicer to carry and to use. But if you lose one of this, you're gonna kill yourself because it's so freaking expensive. Very cool user interface. This one right here, the aluminum I have here, this one actually have a diffused lens. It's an option, not on the page, but you can put it in the checkout notes, and I can add it. I can diffuse the lens for you. So once the lens is diffused, it puts out, there's no more hotspot. It removes the hotspot and makes it one flat wall of light. Not flat wall light. There's still a hotspot, but it's not defined anymore, and it's a very gradual beam. I like it a lot. I like it, the beam diffused, more than with the lens, with the reflector, without it, with the clear lens and the reflector focusing the beam. Because up close, you really want a beam that really tapers off. And this particular version has an XPL-HI 5000 Kelvin, so it makes a lot of sense to have the beam diffused, and very, very nice tint, right? And again, The marvel thing about this light is this being so tiny, puts out so much output, and driver VN2, user programmability. That's what makes this light stands out from any of the other smaller lights. You have a ton of modes you can set to in something this small. Okay, there we go. That's the ToolVN, my most all-time best-selling light. This is a IYP365. Really odd name. I don't know why they call it IYP365, but it's basically a factory light with an option to change to LED. I think it has 3 modes: low, high, medium, low. That's it. So the light comes factory with an XPG2 cool white. You can choose to have different LEDs for an extra $5. So factory lights, $30. Different LED option, $35. Some people like these pen lights. I think the factory light only puts out like 200-300 lumen. Pretty nice light. I don't like it this big. I think, why would you want it this big when you can have it? Let's compare apples to apples. Why do you have it this big when you can have it this big? And you have a lot more output. And you know what? If you step it down to 200 lumen, you have great runtime also on an IMR 10440. Right, versus 2 AAA batteries. So, not a fan of the pen style light, but a lot of people do, and they have great use for it because of the length. They for medical use, I can definitely see how this would be more beneficial than the shorter one. Not my cup of tea. There's a quality wise, it's pretty nice for a $30 light. Very nice sturdy clip. Just one thing that I don't like. So, if you twist off the head, cells falls out, right? You put it in the cell, like so, and you see there's this brass. I'm not sure if this is brass. This golden metal ring. Okay, I'm not sure what material it is. You slide it in, and it fits in between the head and the body for aesthetic reason. Oh, there's an ever so slightly hairline gap between the head and the body, and it allows this ring to spin, and that just drives me nuts. It should have just fully tightened and locks this ring, and so there will be no tiny little hairline crack. Little things like that drive me nuts. Okay, here in the rear here, there's also what seems to be a same similar brass ring, and it's not going anywhere. It's fully tightened, and it has a really nice titanium switch. Very nice sturdy metal stainless clip here. Very nice finish, hard anodized type 3 finish light. Just that little tiny hairline ring that allowed this ring to spin drives me nuts. That's about it. $30 light. I'm not doing any mods, just LED swap, so I can't really say much there. For all these lights here, I actually like them all. The Phoenix 15th is particularly impressive because it's a very small light. The Warm VN is a very short light. Take a look at this. You can see here the tool is substantially taller than the ToolVN. Right? Sorry, the ToolVN is extremely taller. It's noticeably taller than the Warm VN. And if you look here, you can see if we remove this little ring ledge here for the key ring to attach onto, the light will be even shorter. However, the Phoenix is even shorter than that. The Phoenix is even shorter than the Warm VN. See that? And it also has the loop to run through the key ring. So this is an amazingly short light, and just that reason alone really stands out and make me really highly recommend this light. And also, of course, it's limited edition. That's all I have to say. If you have to have the ToolVN, it's single mode only. Keep note of that. It will be very hot on turbo. You have to turn it off after a couple minutes, and it will be more or less a show-off light. This is my recommended light of all of these, okay? The ToolVN Copper Edition with the rear switch. That'll be all. Yep. Have a good day.